Well, it looks like Angel Reese. Well, it looks like she's just been caught in what could certainly be taken as in a lie. All right? All these things that she says she has dealt with over the last year, all these encounters of racism.
Picture this. Angel Reese sits down for what should be a routine media session after another blowout loss, this time against the New York Liberty. The cameras are rolling, reporters are listening, and then something happens that nobody expected. In a moment that her PR team probably wishes they could erase from existence, reappears to let something slip that completely contradicts the narrative we've been hearing for weeks about Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever fans.
Angel Reese, the most coddled, babied professional athlete in all of sports, continues to be the most babied and coddled professional athlete in all of sports, continues to have her peers say, "You go, girl. You be unapologetically yourself. Don't worry how rude, how arrogant, and how disrespectful you are. Don't worry about all the lies that you perpetrate. Don't worry about that."
The WNBA investigation found no evidence of racist comments at the Fever game. But what Reese just admitted on live TV might be the real story here. The real question is, what exactly did Reese say when she thought nobody was paying attention? If you stand with the Fever and don't believe Reese, then comment "I've got the Fever" down below. Let's go.
Remember the guy that I guess was out there waiting for him supposedly, and when the team was coming out, and of course we saw footage of that, and there was nothing malicious to it whatsoever that anybody could see. And then of course the Indiana Fever fans were yelling racist things or making racist noises out around the court. WNBA did an investigation, found nothing.
The WNBA spent weeks investigating alleged racist comments at the Fever vs. Sky game, but their conclusion surprised nobody except Ree and her fans. When the league launched their official investigation, they didn't mess around. They interviewed fans who were sitting in the sections where the alleged incident supposedly happened. They talked to team staff from both the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky. Arena personnel got questioned, too. Security footage from every angle got reviewed frame by frame.
It is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. It is absolutely embarrassing. And the fact is that originally it's, oh yeah, you know, we're looking towards everything. Then they had to double down. They actually redacted this statement. They redacted a statement. They redacted the statement saying we're looking at everything, saying no, we're actually not looking at most of the stuff. We're looking at a lie spread on social media that went viral. We are looking into a literal lie spread on social media that got spoken into fact. We're looking at a lie.
You know what they found after all that work? Absolutely nothing. Zero evidence of any racist behavior from Indiana Fever fans. The league's investigation team went through hours of video footage, audio recordings from broadcast equipment, and interviewed dozens of people who were actually there that night. Not one person could provide any proof that these alleged incidents actually occurred. This is where it gets really interesting. Coach Tyler Marsh from the Chicago Sky admitted something that should have been front-page news everywhere. His team had no idea about any alleged racist incidents until they saw posts about it on social media after the game. Think about that for a second. The coach of the visiting team, who would be the first person to know if his players were being targeted, learned about this controversy from Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, I think we agree. I think we're, in compliance with them, with the league, and obviously there's no room or space in our game for hate. So we're complying with everything that's going on.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
I think when everyone else did. I think that it's something that we heard about, and so again, we're just forthcoming with anything that the league is able to do investigation-wise.
Not a single player from either team heard anything during the actual game. No coaches reported incidents to officials. No referees noted any disruptions from the crowd that would suggest racist behavior. The entire controversy was built on social media posts that had no video evidence backing them up. No audio recordings, just text posts claiming things happened. The The Chicago Sky organization was caught completely off guard by allegations they never witnessed firsthand. Their players were apparently fine during the game, showed no signs of distress, and never complained to coaching staff about fan behavior. Yet somehow, hours later, social media was buzzing with claims of racist incidents that nobody at the actual game seemed to notice.
I didn't think these things would be a topic this year. It's certainly not at this point, but here we go again.
Because now Indiana Fever players, all right, are getting called into question. Indiana Fever fans are getting called into question today. We got one post on here where somebody's literally calling, they're talking about there should be a boycott. That's what it really is, of the All-Star game over player safety.
Here's what really happened. Someone posted on social media claiming they heard racist comments. Other people shared those posts. The story grew and spread without anyone bothering to verify if it was actually true. Before you know it, major sports media outlets were reporting on alleged incidents that apparently never occurred. If nobody in the building heard anything racist, if security cameras caught nothing, if players and coaches were unaware until social media told them to be upset, where exactly did these claims come from? The WNBA's official statement said the reports were not substantiated, which is league speak for this didn't happen. What the league discovered during their investigation set the stage for something even bigger that was about to unfold.
The league is also taking a big L because there's no apologies to any fans whatsoever on this totally BS statement released by the WNBA. Yeah, you found nothing. That's great. That's accurate. Guess who told you you would find nothing? The entire Indiana Fever fan base said you weren't going to find anything. But this league that has never turned a profit decided to accuse their own fans.
During what should have been a routine media appearance, Angel Reese said something that completely contradicted everything we'd been told. Rhea appeared comfortable, maybe too comfortable, sitting back in her chair like she was chatting with friends instead of talking to reporters. But then something shifted in the conversation. A reporter asked about the criticism she's facing. Reese's body language changed slightly. She leaned forward and started talking in a way that sounded different from her previous carefully crafted statements about being targeted by Fever fans.
Three-time BET Sports Woman of the Year, Angel Reese, says she doesn't pay attention to what folks say about her online because no one has ever said a negative word about her in person. Uh-oh. So what have you been talking about for the last 17 or 18 months? Uh-oh. I hope she realizes she just admitted this and did so on camera with audio. Yeah, nobody's ever going to let her let this down now.
What came out of her mouth next contradicted weeks of narrative building. Ray seemed to suggest that the whole situation never happened and that she's never had a negative interaction with a fan ever. She talked about how things get twisted online and how people jump to conclusions without knowing what really happened. The way she phrased it made it sound like she was admitting the controversy wasn't as serious as everyone made it seem.
For you, Angel, tonight you were extremely efficient, played with a lot of poise and confidence tonight. For for all the scrutiny you do receive online and stuff of that nature, what kind of messages a game like this send to them, as well as just the kind of momentum that this can build for you throughout the season?
Yeah, obviously don't worry about what's going on online. I get so much love in person. I haven't ever had a negative encounter in person ever. And I've been going through this for 3 years. I've never had an encounter in person that was negative. So people online are behind a keyboard for a reason, and I don't worry about that stuff. I trust my work. My teammates trust me. And I was telling Milla today, like, she felt like she was having a rough day, and I was like, how many times have I had a rough day? And you picked me up. So don't get down on yourself. I know my teammates have my back, my coaches have my back, and that's all that really matters. I don't have to prove anything to anybody but myself and my teammates.
Second row on the left.
Angel, I know tonight was not as you expected.
Can I say something? This is
that's wild.
This admission directly conflicted with everything we heard before. For weeks, the story was that Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky faced horrible racist treatment from Indiana Fever fans. Media outlets ran with stories about how the league needed to protect players from hostile environments. Reese had been positioned as a victim who needed support from the WNBA and her teammates. The reporters in the room started looking at each other. You could see them realizing they were witnessing something significant. Within minutes, clips of Reese's comments started showing up on social media. Basketball Twitter went crazy. People started dissecting every word she said, comparing it to her previous statements.